Through 6 weeks of play in the MVL, we see 2 undefeated teams, 1 winless team, and a lot of squads somewhere in the middle. I'm Noah Wolf, the co-host of the 20th season of Gridiron Glory, and these are your MVL Power Rankings post-Week 6. Coming in at the bottom spot, the West Muskingum Tornadoes. They're riding a 33-game losing streak that dates back to September of 2015. Their best chance to break that comes Week 10 against Monroe Central. They took a hard loss to our number 8 team, the Morgan Raiders. Morgan beat them 48-13 earlier this season, but the only 2 wins that the Raiders have in the last 2 seasons are both against the Tornadoes. One of Morgan's better offensive showings in a loss came to our number 7 team, Crooksville. Crooksville started out with only 7 points in the first 4 weeks, but the Ceramics have picked it up, scoring 36 points in the last 2 weeks, including that win over Morgan and a heartbreaking 6-point loss to Warren. They've got their next challenge against our next team, a big rival for them, the number 6 team, the New Lexington Panthers. New Lex started off at 3-0, but since then they haven't been so hot. Currently sitting at 4-2, but the 4 teams they've beaten have just 4 wins between them. And they lost by 12 at home to our next team, the Maysville Panthers. Now, this would be a different season for Maysville if they didn't lose Week 1 to D6 Newark Catholic, but other than that, Maysville has played very much within the expectations that were set out in the beginning of the season. Our number 4 team is John Glenn. Now, the Little Muskies are coming off a 76-0 victory over West M. They're 3-3 on the season. Those 3 losses came to teams who are combined 12-6, including a hard-fought 15-13 loss against our number 3 team, the Philo Electrics. Philo has played a tough schedule so far, and they're at 3-3 right now. The 3 teams who have beaten them have a combined 2 losses. Schedule should be smooth sailing from here on out. If they win out, they might make the playoffs. Our number 2 team is the undefeated Tri-Valley Scotties, who are riding a 15-game regular season winning streak. 4 of their 6 wins this season, their opponent has scored 7 or fewer points, but they face their toughest test this next week against our number 1 team, the Sheridan Generals. Sheridan's led by senior quarterback Ethan Heller. Last week against Philo, Heller went 14 for 14 for 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. That impressive stat line is really just par for the course this season for Heller. He's got 1,324 yards on the season, and he will probably become the first ever 2,000-yard passer in Sheridan history. To catch the highlights from what will likely be the MVL championship game between Sheridan and Tri-Valley, tune in to Gridiron Glory this Friday night at 11:30 on WOUB. Make sure to keep up with all of our social media as well: Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and YouTube. For Gridiron Glory, I'm Noah Wolf.